What is up, everybody? So today we are going to take a deeper dive into my new to me E36 M3. If you guys saw 2 videos ago, I bought an E36 M3 for $2,800. Let's take a look. So this thing is the beautiful Avis Blue. It is absolutely dumped on these 18s, and it's a running and driving S50. It has the Vader seats, which are ripped. It has the common E36 door panel issue, and it is really gross in here. There's the E36 smell, which smells like crayons, but there is also just like a not great smell in here, an aura. The car was definitely just like not very well taken care of. So, like I said, the car was really cheap, but for a running, driving S50, it does have a rebuilt title, but we're okay with that. But it came with a ton of parts, most of it being the interior. Quick interruption on today's video. I wanted to let you guys know that we officially have merch for the channel. We have Project Race Car shirts, and on the back we have the Dirty 30. If you guys want a t-shirt and want to help support the channel, the link will be in the description down below. But without further ado, back to the video. So I didn't have much time to actually just look through the stuff. This guy just had all of the pieces just sitting in his garage, and so we just threw everything in the car. What's interesting is that there's brand new rear shocks, there's hood struts, and because those are blown out, and then there's just buckets and buckets of parts. This isn't terrible. It's just a lot of the interior. And if you guys look back here, he was in the middle of changing the speakers out, I guess, but he got sidetracked. If we see, we'll have to do the new headliner, or at least just fix this one. And the interior just, again, needs a good amount of work. So I was thinking about doing what I did on the E30 and pulling the carpet out and dyeing it black, because it makes it look a lot better, but we'll clean it first. I also thought about reupholstering these Vaders, because that would bring a lot to the car. If we look at the actual engine bay, I need to see what this thing actually needs. It is very dirty under here. You guys can see that certain camber adjustments were made and not in the proper way. So, but it's not made on this side, which is interesting. So we'll have to do a real deep dive into this thing and make sure that everything's running properly and working. So one of the things that I actually noticed after picking up the car is that it has a Dinan muffler. And if you see here, it has the Dinan exhaust. And if you look at this muffler, and if you look it up online, this exhaust is $1,300. Which is absolutely wild. Dinan parts are always a lot, but it's absolutely crazy to me that the exhaust costs half as much as the actual car does. We can see that it's obviously clear coat is failing, so it will need a paint job, but we'll make it work. So if we look in the actual fender well, we can see that I definitely rolled these fenders. And likewise, this is an 18, and it's a 235/40. And normally people only fit 17s on these things. So the car also came with side skirts, so we will put those back on. And I really need to fix this window. So the window regulator is actually off on this car, and so that's as much as it goes. So what I think happened was they put the new window regulator on, but they put it half up already, and so it thinks that this is the absolute top of the window, so we need to pull this door panel off and actually get this fixed. This thing was being held on by one screw. this is the stuff that I'm worried about. We have electrical tape on these wires. Yikes. Well, anybody know any good solutions for door card? I think that this one is pretty much garbage. So you can see that the window regulator has a good amount more to go. We also need to do something about this, because that ain't doing anything. Okay, so on the door here, there's a little, it's the sensor for the window, so that it can close behind this. And so what we need to do is we need to keep working this. We need to just keep pressing this until it keeps going up. So I'm gonna assist it up. Okay, so that seemed to fix it. Now we can close it, and it seals. Nice, kind of. This thing's all janky. Perfect. Look at that seal. And then when we open it up, pops down. That was an easy fix. So if we look here on the dash, it's really just gross. I don't know what is on here, but I'm gonna grab a microfiber and just do a quick wipe down of this car. So I'm just using the Total Interior from Chemical Guys. It's actually one of my favorite interior products to use. It has a matte finish, it doesn't leave any residue, and it also has UV protection, which is really nice, and just cleans everything up really well. So just with that, the dash looks a ton better. Center console, less dirty. And it really just cleans everything up very nicely. And it's good for glass and dashes and all the plastics and stuff. And it does a nice job at protecting. Okay, if the Avis blue with the Dinan exhaust is not worth it alone. The guy also left a quarter in here. Ew, and a snail. What the fuck? Okay, this is why you pull up your seats, because you never know what's under here. My goodness, let's get a vacuum. Okay, so all this black stuff is coming from the carpet, but from the actual like floor mat. But all of this is just gross. Again, this is where a lot of smells just live in these cars. So make sure to pull out your seat and vacuum. So you guys can see just how stained this carpet is, but this is obviously a good start. I'm going to, looks like somebody spilled coffee or something, I don't know. I'm gonna pull out my wet vac and we will get this thing a bit more clean. Okay, so this isn't perfect, but it is much better. The smell kind of went away. I'll do a better clean when I actually pull the carpet to dye it, but this will at least suffice for now. I didn't quite get the wet vac on it, but I did get the shop vac, and I was able to pull out a lot of the water. Awesome, it is already looking so much better in here, and we will throw some conditioner on these seats. Okay, so a lot happened from the last clip. We were in the car cleaning, and I was going to take Aubrey for a ride, but then when I tried to start the car, it died on me, so it wasn't actually running. So it turns out the car had a dead battery, so it wasn't enjoying me messing with all the electronics inside without the car being on. So we jump started the car and it is running now. I decided to replace the struts, the hood struts, since I had them, but this thing is running real nice. It definitely needs some coolant, but it's nice and quiet. Has a good sound to it. It runs really good. It's already starting to look and feel better in here. I need to put the top parts of the seats back in, and I need to figure out how this actually sits, because that just looks not good. This side isn't as bad, nor as stained as the other side, so that's good, but we're still going to give this a good vacuum out. Okay, I got that back panel fitted in, so now we're going to throw in the seats and hopefully piece this thing together. This goes on this side. Then there's a bolt or something that goes down here. What is this? Oh, it's wired for subs. That's it. Perfect. I honestly see why people gut these things. They're so heavy. I see how this works. Okay, I've never put this together. Oh God, I'm destroying it. So there's a hole right here, and there's a pin right here. And so this bolts into this hole. So it pins it together. So you need to have everything lining up, which seems like a pain. And then you just shove this through. And then on the back, this locks into here. And then on the bottom, this locks into here. Okay, we're gonna try to make all that work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a back seat in and a top part done. This thing is really coming together. You know, honestly, for how bad I thought the interior was, it's actually really good. I'm pretty happy with this. So we will definitely dye the carpet because that looks quite rough. I'll see how much these cake plates are because this just looks very, very aged. The dash looks really good. This thing's been idling for the last like 20 minutes and it's just running nice and clean, so I will definitely be selling this exhaust. I decided that with the Dinan exhaust on here, it's not really worth it for me to keep it, especially when I can sell it for potentially $1,000 and then put $1,000 into coilovers or, you know, that kind of thing. So I think my plan currently with this car is to part out the things that I won't use. I think these wheels are definitely too big. They rub in the front. And these are 18s, so I figured we could get a 17 on here and actually be able to have it be usable, and then also get coilovers on this thing, and keep it a similar kind of ride height, but get new rims. I can sell these ones, and probably make a profit on it here, and then sell the exhaust. Nice Dinan muffler. They go for a lot. And really just get this thing back to its former glory. Again, not bad, right? Somebody in the comments was saying that the hood latch or the latch cracks, and mine is cracked. So I think I need to bend these back in, or I think they make a reinforcement plate that makes sure that this doesn't like bend, and so the trunk lid will actually close. Also, there are a couple pieces still missing, like the floor pan and all that stuff. In the engine bay, I really want to clean everything up in here and do simple maintenance. Make sure that there's no vacuum leaks, do an oil change, find out if that's an exhaust leak. That sounds really funky. And really just go over this motor. Okay, next is fixing this door latch, because I'm locked inside the car currently. Okay, so I was obviously really concerned with buying this car, because, you know, these things are treated so poorly, but the interior cleaned up really nicely, so this feels like a nice place to be now. It doesn't feel so, like, terrible. The seat being cracked I can live with. I just want to make sure that this thing is nice and reliable, and can be, you know, driven on a regular basis. Getting the window fixed was sick. I mean, look at this thing. It's golden hour, but man, does this thing look good. Sick, right? Try to demodify what I can to make this thing a little bit more drivable, and then really just fix everything that's wrong with it. Honestly, think this thing has great potential, and it has a lot of potential to just be a really good car. So that, and I'll get the E30 running properly. It starts now. Be on the lookout for that video soon. But I need to sort this absolute mess of my garage. There's E36 pieces everywhere. But I hope you guys are enjoying the content on the E36, on the E30, and on the Z3. Just take a look at that thing. Wow. Look at the slow pan. Wow. Such a cool car. So we will be getting more content on the E30 very soon, but I thought it was cool to dive into the E36. I think I'm going to sell the exhaust and get coilovers, and then sell the rims and get different ones. So it should be a good process, and we'll be able to hopefully, you know, be able to use that into different modifications to make this car actually feel right. But until that time, if you guys wanted to support the channel, you can find a t-shirt in the link down below. It helps me out a ton. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, my name is Ryan. This is Project Race Car. Have an amazing day. Peace.